80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. Welcome to Living Your Life Well Planned, the 80-20-365 success system, developed and written by my partner, my friend here, Adam Vincent Gilmer. My name's Gene Velitis, and I'm your host. We're at podcast number 56. Now, just to review, if you've been with us, you may just be going right to this podcast because it's the last one at the moment. But podcast 53, 54, 55, and 56. These are very short little podcasts, rapid fire. It's all about leadership. So review the last three podcasts, and we'll get into this one. Oh, by the way, when you're here as well, at the website, check out the bank system, because that's a system that goes along with this training that'll help increase your sales. So we've been talking about leadership, and one thing leaders do is lead. And if they have a large team, they better know what to do. In episodes before, we've talked about how the crap flows uphill. It never flows downhill. Leaders are in charge. They don't let their organizations know about all the crap because the crap goes up. So when we are a leader and we've developed our leadership roles, if something unexpected comes up, like a change or a crisis, what is it that leaders do that other people don't?
All right. I love the question. It's fantastic. So, hey, good morning, everybody. And, once again, I love what you're saying. Crap doesn't go up. And I'm thinking my thoughts, unless it's pumped up. Okay. And I literally mean pumped up. And what happens is sometimes people will, as the stuff's coming down, they start to complain a lot about it. Okay. And then you got to handle the complaints. And we talked about this before, complainers and doers. And doers kind of get to the point where they're like, oh, well, once you've done everything, you can't change anything on that bad news. Let's look at the positives, rebuilding or doing something else. And being able to pivot between or read between what's good news, what's bad news, and hey, how we can take advantage of it. This is how leaders handle crisis management. Unfortunately, with every crashing stock that's coming down, there's another stock somewhere that's going up.
Exactly.
So that's how it works. And people have to learn how to lead that way in management. And that comes down to, what we're talking about in the 80-20-365 system. You have development skills that help you handle crisis management and put it into practice. And sometimes, as I said, it's good news. Sometimes it's bad news. And you just have to, and sometimes bad news is good because it gives you, it gives you a bottoming out of what's bad, we didn't know before. So, right. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, like we said, we don't let the bad stuff flow down into our organization, because then It just looks like the leader is complaining, and bang, there goes the leadership, because the leader isn't leading. How do you get the bad information if it is a crisis to your organization without you looking like the crap's going downhill, whereas it should be going uphill into the company?
Right. So you have to be able to paint the picture and make sure people understand. It's not your company, number one. You're a distributor. Number two, other decisions need to be made for particular pieces, and it's and it doesn't best serve the distributors, but it best serves maybe the entire collective. Distributors, company, products, blah blah blah. And long story short, you got to manage that expectation, but it's not easy. But it's also, you got to be direct and let people know that it's not you, it's somebody. It's out of your control.
Yeah. Well, again, it's about that whole philosophy of leaders leading. But generally when change comes along, I think it's just human nature for everybody to react like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Can change be good?
Yeah. So sometimes it's, we talk about this, and when you're getting your purpose statement and you're setting your goals, what will you stand for? What won't you stand for? Okay. And in between there becomes this, you're always making this judgment on, does the rules or the things that are in place in your life, that actually match up to, your threshold, your purpose. And when there's alignment, great things take place. So, but you're also willing to fight for that, which means that you're probably willing to voice your opinion about, hey, here's how to make some positive change to affect business or organization. And then the other side of it is like, you've just got to be smart enough to realize what the truth meter is as you're going down the purpose finder piece. It's telling you, hey, this is resonating with me versus not.
Yeah.
And that's a decision.
How do you separate emotion from fact and reality?
That's another good question. I just think you have to look at what's happening now and go, hey, how long can this continue or go on for? And then manage your emotion around it, because sometimes it's frustrating. And here's the other thing too. It's like if you have a whole bunch of emotional people and they're contacting you, your emotion goes up. So you got to be able to manage and keep that in place and control. And that's like goals, dreams. Re-looking at the things that you made a commitment to work for, and if they're still valuable to you, and that truth meter or purpose meter is reading off, hey, this makes sense. You got to stay on track. It's not easy, but you've got to decipher what's good for you and what's not good for you. And if it's not good for you, say, okay, great, let's stop doing that. And if it becomes good for you, you keep doing that.
Yeah. How do you separate the emotion of the moment to something is a business decision and the people in your organization are about it and it's going to affect them emotionally. So as a leader, how do you get through to people in your business that a business decision was made? It wasn't a personal emotional decision that was made to throw somebody's life into a bit of a crisis for a little moment.
I think we learn out of both of those situations, right? You learn from failure, you learn what not to do, and from success, you learn, hey, how can I repeat that continuously? Okay. So welcome to it. No, it's beautiful. So you got to make the decision, and the success decision comes down to understanding the differences of the consequences, and same with the failures. And the consequences teach you things. This is what sense is. This is why we have this extra sense, that allows us to say, hey, what emotion am I using today?
Yeah, yeah. So if there's business or in your personal life, anything really that's a part of your daily planner, what would you suggest people do? Would you change your purpose statement? Would you redefine your 90-day, year-long goals, or how do you incorporate the daily planner into some unexpected change?
Well, it becomes your guiding light, because at the end of the day, it's like the central system of what's keeping everything in check or in balance. And that's an important piece. So if you know that the long-term side of the downturn that you're going through is also going to be good, then in other words, have a great outcome at whatever it is. You have to look at that and put it in perspective. And how do you? It's like you got to handle it like a leader. Show up and get it done. In recent weeks, I've been doing a lot of different Zoom calls globally. Okay, because of crisis, change, pandemic. Owner's view, whatever the case is. Okay, things, and you've got to handle it.
Yeah. The one thing I found really interesting, and I'll pass this along to our listeners and people watching us here on your website, 8020-365.com. I had some huge changes in my life 2 years ago, and they were kind of surprising, came out of nowhere, happened within 2 weeks. And I remember when the dust had settled, I opened up my daily planner and I looked at my purpose statement. And you know what was interesting? I didn't change a thing about it at all.
Interesting.
The circumstances had changed, but my purpose didn't change because of the circumstances. Those were simply circumstances. I adapted to the circumstances, but my purpose statement, I think I got more focused than ever on my purpose statement. And almost 2 years later, I am so glad that happened. It was a disaster on the day that it happened, but now, woo woo, I'm very happy about it.
Well, that's the point we're making, is that when you get something that's central to what it is you're doing, and you live it daily, you know, something is going to come and try and rock the foundation of it. But at the end of the day, just say, you know, that was a one-time blow. You know, maybe it comes again or later on, but you have to learn how to handle those, you know, transition pieces into this is what making you successful.
Yeah. You know, I guess at the end of the day, it goes down to that expression that everybody's heard. It's not about falling down, it's about getting up.
Getting back up, and actually, you know, you fall down, you know, 7 times, get up 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so just keep getting up, and you know, that's what's worthy in the end is, and you know, this whole series on leadership, that's what makes you worthy, the willingness to get up and fight the fight of becoming a successful person in life, with goods, bads, you know, sideways movements, whatever. You learn to manage it.
Beautiful. Well, there we go. Episodes 53 to 56, short, punchy. It was all about leadership. Review these 4 episodes always. And as usual,
Awesome.
we encourage you to go to Adam's website, 802365, get your daily planner, listen to these podcasts. Sometimes go right back to day one. You can listen to them. Repetition is the key to really learning things well. So do that. We'll be coming back with episode 57 here in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, for Adam Vincent Gilmer, I'm Gene Velitis. This is Living Your Life Well Planned. 80-20-365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. 80-20-365, living your life well planned.